Hey guys, what is going on? Today I am breaking my upload streak. So 4 years and 5 months ago, my brother Sean passed away unexpectedly and I took a week off of YouTube uploads. And ever since that day, I started like a streak of uploading. Like as soon as I came back from that, after his funeral and whatnot, and I had nothing to do other than to keep going on and continue living life. And that's what I did. And I kind of just started really grinding. I started YouTube 6.5 years ago, but it wasn't until after my brother passed away that I really started there's no way, if I'm traveling, if I'm, my son is born, if anything is happening, Christmas, whatever, any holiday, I'm still going to get an upload out. Like I can wake up early, I can get it done. And that's the kind of grind and tenacity you have to have, especially when you're not the most entertaining person in the world like me, and you're not the best gamer, right? To thrive in a gaming ecosystem, it's hard. I feel like you have to have that grit, that determination, that grind in any industry, but in YouTube as well, right? But for me, I love talking to you guys on a daily basis. I'm still passionate about the games that I cover on my YouTube channels. I'm still passionate about the business that I own and I run with just a tremendous team around me, helping out a bunch of other content creators in our agency. But with all that said, man, I'm not the person that I want to be anymore. It's not about YouTube. Again, it's not really about anything other than my mental health. And doing this, I'm the type of person that, again, for all my faults, I can just get into a groove and a grind, and I can work 16-hour days, 7 days a week, and just keep doing it, never taking a break, ever, and that's what I did. The only thing I have in my life right now, this has ruined my relationship with my son's mother. It's ruined almost all my friendships. This isolation, this working, like all of my friendships and my relationships now are almost all online, with my coworkers, my friends, my colleagues, my fellow YouTubers, and they're strong in their real relationships. But my real mental health, my real life mental health has really slowly declined. It wasn't like a thing where I woke up and I was in tears and stuff, but I think that part of the reason I did this whole streak, right? And I'm not saying that, 4.5 years is, I'm sure it's been done many times before. I'm sure there's other YouTubers who do it. It's not that big of a deal. However, for me, it has become quite a big a deal. Like I used to be incredibly extroverted, like life of the party type person, always cracking jokes. I'm still that way once I get comfortable. But now just the idea of being around people, it makes me anxious. Like I'm already just getting anxious saying that. And it's not normal, I shouldn't be like this, but I think it's come from 4 years of doing the same thing. My life, guys. I mean, some people, once in a while, people will comment and be like, yo, why don't you make a vlog? It'd be really cool to see like a day in a life. And I'm like, nah, it wouldn't be cool, man. I wake up, like I'm very routine. I'm very regimented in routine basis, right? But it's not a good routine, I wake up at 5:30. I go to the gym, which is great. I'm a big believer in regimen and discipline in life. But then I come and I work till 6 o'clock. I have my son for 3 hours and I tuck him in, and then I come back and I finish up work, and then I go to sleep, and I repeat 7 days a week, 365 days a year, unless I'm traveling for work. That's my life, Sure, here and there, I'll go to like a Celtics game, or I'll go to a concert or something like that. It's not like I never get out, but that is the majority of my life, my days, and it's just gotten me to a spot. And I think this all happened, if I can play armchair psychiatrist here, I think this all happened because I've never dealt with my brother's death. I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to think about it. But at the same time, it's kind of a coping strategy that I never thought I'd use. I mean, I'm in my 30s, thought I kind of knew myself pretty well. I thought I knew who I was, thought I knew what I was about. But I've changed so much, and a lot of it's just in my head, and man, I sound like such a millennial, complaining about, oh, my life is so bad, but I cover video games for a living. Oh, poor me, It's not like that. I mean, it is like that, I guess, right? But so part of me feels guilty even making this video. I'm sure 99% of you guys, if I didn't upload today and I didn't release any stupid video like this, you wouldn't even notice or care. You just tune in tomorrow and it would be another video and whatever, who cares, right? But I felt like I owed it to some of you guys at least to touch base, some of you who care, to touch base, because I have it in my head that people are creatures of habit, right? And if I have a video every day, then people will continue to make me a part of their day on a regular basis, you know? And if I break that streak, then, you know, I'm jeopardizing that routine, you know, of my viewers, my audience, you know? And when I, about 3 or 4 years ago, when I quit my day job, my career, and started doing this full time, I felt like an enormous weight of financial burden, you know, even though I was making more off of YouTube and stuff than I was in my career. Otherwise, I never would have left. I felt like, dude, this could end tomorrow. What if Clash of Clans or Clash Royale now? What if it's unpopular? And then what do I do, you know? And then I have a son, and it's just like so many different factors, you know, to contemplate. And I just let that weigh on me. So that's another part of the reason that I just kept head down, grinding every day, all day, you know, not just this YouTube channel, but again, everything surrounding it, from social media to the businesses that I own and run, and all my partnerships, and keeping up with the DMs and trying to line up guests for the next day and the day after that, and when times work for you, and interviewing and editing and everything, you know, and coordinating with my team and all this stuff. And then I just get so sucked up in it. And I'm kind of rambling here, but I guess to move on, why am I even telling you all this? One of it's just like kind of a word. Part of it's just to connect with you guys and explain, but a lot of it's too like a word of caution for you guys. You know, I'm venturing a guess that most of you guys are a bit younger than me. Not all, but most of you guys, just based on my demographics. And just be aware of this. Be aware, especially after you go through this period in life when you're in school and everything's changing, right? You know, you're part of sports. You go through relationships like really fast. And you get used to a life that is changing a lot. And then you're going to inevitably go through a period where maybe you go to a university, college, maybe you don't. But you're going to find that in your adult years, at least this is what I found, things get very repetitive and things stop changing so much, you know? You might have a child, you might suffer losses, you'll still have these big life events, but on the day-to-day, the month-to-month, the year-to-year, you have to continue. I shouldn't say you have to, but I found that it's really good to continue challenging yourself, continuing to learn new things, to try things, and to be part of different communities, different sort of, like, forgive the phrase, but tribes. Like, find people who stand for what you want to stand for, and then try to kind of join with them, try to be a part of communities. It's very healthy. One of the biggest things you can do to make yourself happier as a human being is to have like close community connections, right? They found those in the blue zones, the areas of the world where people live the longest, have the strongest social structures, not necessarily the most money or even necessarily the healthiest eating habits, but the biggest aspects of community. And that's the biggest thing that I'm lacking right now. So I just wanted to kind of, maybe you suffer a loss sometime in the future. Maybe you won't know for 10 or 15 years or 30 years after watching this, you know, random YouTube video on this community tab. But I guess it's a word of caution not to fall into the trap that I fell into. I think the meaning of life, the true meaning of life, how you can live a life worth living, how you can live a rewarding life, is about very simple, right? It just comes down to making a positive impact on those that you engage with, those that you're around, right? And going out of your way to be selfless and put other people's needs ahead of your own, you know, and just leaving the world, the campsite rule, right? Like leaving the campsite better than you found it, leaving the world better than you found it. Make an impact on a few people's lives in a really positive way, or a lot of people's lives. And I've really lost sight of that, you know? So I want to do better at that. You know, I want to deal with grief and my emotions a little bit and get to know myself again. So I'm taking one day off. Wow, dude. Sounds like I'm retiring from YouTube, but I'm just taking one day off a week, right? Just for my mental well-being. And again, to do some of those things. I want to volunteer. I want to help people. I want to be able to have a healthy relationship someday with somebody, you know, without having to be doing this all the time, be so enveloped in this stuff, you know? I just want to do random acts of kindness. I want to have time to experience things a little bit more, you know? So I say all that, I'm super rambling here, but again, you guys mean a lot to me. Obviously, I don't see you guys. I don't know many of you. I've met a lot of you guys at events and stuff, but, you know, odds are you might be someone who maybe you watched a few of my videos, maybe you watched all my videos, maybe you've left a lot of comments, maybe you've never commented. But I want to let you know that, you know, without sounding super cheesy and corny about it, like I really do care about everybody watching in some sort of like an existential way. I care about you and you matter to me. You really, really do. That's not just lip service bullshit from a YouTuber like, you know, thumbs up my videos. I love you guys. It's true. Like it's kind of maybe a symptom of this isolation that I love you guys right now, right? And that love should be extended a little bit. That positivity, that optimism, which I used to have in life, has been replaced in a lot of ways by cynicism. And in this world that we live in right now, where everybody's fighting, everybody is at odds. If you wear a mask, some people will hate you. If you don't wear a mask, some people will hate you. And that's a bad example, but it just, everything in the world becomes political and it becomes tribal in a bad way. We talked about good tribal, like in a bad way. And I don't want to be about that. And I find myself kind of being into those grooves too. You know, older people, right? Older people in your life, as you get older, you tend to be more tribal and convicted in your own ways and think that everything that you think and everything that you know is real and right and righteous, you know? And that's just not right. Like another thing that I wish to pass on to you younger people watching is, you know, keep an open mind. You'll meet a lot of smart people who are older and wiser than you, but it doesn't mean they're always right about things. I'm not always right about things. My dad wasn't always right about things. My grandfather wasn't. My teachers weren't always right about things. So just, you know, wow, really getting a little bit off the, the path here. But I guess what I'm trying to say is just keep an open mind at all times. And I want to keep an open mind. And I feel like with this grind, with everything, with all the noise of what I'm doing, I'm just not the person that I want to be. So I have a video ready to go today, but I'm choosing to take a mental pause, a mental break today, even though I'm recording this for you guys and uploading it in a second, and just explain a little bit, kind of touch base with you guys. So normal content, coming soon, tomorrow, right? And I'll be back right on the grind. I'm going to take Sundays off. We'll see how it goes. Hope you guys are doing well. Again, sending really good vibes and positivity to you. You know, odds are in the world that we're living in with COVID and everything else and mental health being such a big issue in the world that we live in, odds are that some of you don't need to hear this and some of you do need to hear this. So I'm just going to say it for all of you guys that I love you and I care about you and you matter. You matter to me and you matter to a lot of people out there, no matter how you're feeling right now, how bad you're feeling or how good you're feeling. Like if you're feeling good, then good on you. And I'm really proud of you and I'm happy for you. If you're feeling bad, then I care about you and just sending love your way. So guys, that is going to do it for this video. I'll see you again tomorrow. We'll have some fun, play a little Clash, and maybe I'll check in with you guys in a couple months and kind of update you on maybe what I'm doing if any of you guys care. So guys, that's going to be it. As always, take care.